In this video, I'm going to aim to show you how to become awesome at doing past exam papers in order to raise your GCSE grade. Firstly, how many past papers should you be aiming to do each week? How can I make doing past papers easier? And then how do I make marking easier? Especially when we're thinking about longer mark questions when it can be quite hard to do that marking by yourself. So how many papers should you be doing each week? So right now we are on the 13th of March. There are about 13 weeks until the end of exams, because of course we can still be studying right through the exam period, and that's a really important period of study. So we do right to the end of June. I'm going to give you a worked example for a real life student I am working with. They are doing 9 GCSEs. They've got 22 exam papers they'll sit in total. And as a rough guide, roughly you do 2 papers per GCSE, 3 for maths. In this example, the student's doing 3 for history because they're doing Edexcel, and they've got Spanish. So when you do a language, you do a bit more. So that's how we've got to that total. You can work that out for yourself. Weekly practice that is then needed. So if we want to do 1 practice paper for each exam, that would be 22 papers in total. So roughly we'd need to be doing a couple of past papers each week. If we wanted to get through 2 practice papers for each exam we're going to sit, we would get to 44 papers. So that would require about 3 full past papers to be practiced each week. But of course your teen isn't going from a standing start. Most teens by mid-March now will have done 2 sets of mocks in year 11, which means they've probably done 1 full set of paper 1s and 1 full set of paper 2s. And if your teen only had 1 set of mocks, they'll likely still have had a go at least 1 paper per GCSE subject. So they will have done some of this. Also, they may well be getting set lots of past paper practice as homework. Lots of teachers do this. The best teachers, in my opinion, will do this quite frequently. So your teens will be chipping away at this. But what I would say is 3 past papers a week is tons. Most students will not be doing that. In fact, probably most students won't even be doing 2 a week. That's the reality. And actually sharing this with your teen might be quite stress-inducing for them, and we do not want that. So if that sounds a bit stressful, here's how we can make this much easier and still improve our grades. There are different levels to using past papers. So level 1, we do 1 past paper question. We ask our teacher to mark it, and we review why we've lost marks. Level 2, we are doing a couple of past paper questions, still using our teacher to mark it and reviewing where we lose marks. In level 3, we are doing several past paper questions, but we're going up a skill level now because we're going to have a go at marking our own answers using the mark scheme. And the mark scheme is not always simple to apply. It's not always easy. So of course you can ask your teacher to check. If you don't understand, you can take it to them and say, I think I might have got 3 marks out of 4 for this. What do you think? Or 6 marks out of 8. And your teachers in general will be really happy to give you some feedback on how you've got on. Level 4 is where we're completing a whole past paper. So if the previous slide made you or your teen feel stressed out, do not worry. By the time we're getting to a whole past paper practice on our own independently, that is quite a high skill level. So if your teen is not there, don't worry. We can still absolutely make progress, aiming really for level 3. We want to be marking our own work, but all of these levels will help us make progress. And then the very sort of top level of using past papers is where we're doing a whole paper. Remember, we don't need to do it all in one go, even if, as in level 5, we're trying to time ourselves. We can set a timer, see how far we get, and do that paper in chunks. The top level of level 5 is where we're using the examiner's report for better insight. So that will help us to understand, in general, how did students do in that exam? What were the common mistakes so that we can avoid them? How do we make this easy then? So we want to make exam practice a habit. The first tip I've got for you to make this easier is to print out 1 full set of past papers. You will find these freely available on the internet. Search for your subject, your exam board, print out the question paper, the mark scheme and the insert. Organize them into a folder. Now I often see teens that will have beautifully organized notes. Much more helpful is 1 past paper for each subject, including the mark scheme and the examiner's report, so it just makes it easy to get started. What we also want to try and do as we're practicing, ideally, is to log the papers we're doing, the marks we're getting, and importantly, mistakes that we are making. Because that's where all our opportunity for improvement is to not repeat the same mistakes, understand where we went wrong, and eventually, when we've made all the mistakes, safely at home, we will get them right in the real exam. The other way to help and really make this a habit is to buy one of these little kitchen timers from Amazon and prioritize doing past exam questions as our first job each day. So what we want to think about is how much time is realistic for us to do each day. Choose a time that feels doable. We want to make this feel small for your teen, make it easy for them to get started. So level 1 is just 5 to 10 minutes. We could do at least one exam question. An exam question is generally about 1 minute per mark. So your teen, even in 5 to 10 minutes, could quite possibly do 5 multiple choice questions, mark them using the mark scheme, and still do that inside 10 minutes. Level 2, 15 minutes. We can do some more questions. Level 3, 20 minutes. Level 4, 30 minutes. If we can get to 30 minutes of exam practice each day, we should easily be able to do 5 questions, including longer marks. Or another way to look at this is to say it's roughly a minute a mark. So at level 1, I want to maybe do 5 marks worth of questions. At level 2, I might do 10 marks worth of questions, and we can leave the extra time to mark our work. In level 3, we might do 10 or 15 marks worth of questions, and in level 4, we might even get, a few longer 8-mark questions in. And those longer questions might take a bit longer. So yeah, a couple of longer questions, have a go, mark them. Absolutely, this will make a difference to your teen's grade. They don't need to do whole papers. And in my program, we track this as a really key metric. Every week, we want to track how many exam questions am I doing and how many study hours am I doing each week, because they are the 2 major things that will improve your grade. And of course, we can prioritize. We can already see there are lots of exams, lots that we can do. Prioritize based on your weaknesses. Where are the subjects that need the most effort? What are you doing at A level? The topics. Is it longer mark questions where you lost marks? Use your mocks to guide you based on how you did and focus on those areas so that you get the biggest return from the time you invest. Don't try and do everything. Another way that we can make this easier in terms of marking is exam walkthroughs. So find your exam board walkthrough, go to YouTube, type in your subject, your exam board. You'll find an exam that has been done live by a teacher. Then you can go away, do that past paper. In this case, this is AQA Biology, Paper 1, 2023. You can go away, do that whole past paper, and then you can get real insight. If you're not sure about the mark scheme, you can actually have a teacher walk you through exactly why things are right, why they're wrong, and give you some tips in terms of how to improve your grade. Also, this is Matt from my GCSE Maths. He works with us live in the program, but he also does a free YouTube Maths Edexcel past paper every Monday, so you can check that out. And the last one is in terms of longer mark questions. This is an example for Edexcel History, 8 markers, where you can have a go at this question. And in this video, the YouTuber talks you through exactly how to structure and answer longer mark questions. So hopefully this has been a helpful video and will help your teen improve their grade by knowing more about how many past papers they should do, how they can make this a daily habit, and how they can simplify their marking.